Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. So today we're going to be looking at the Game Boy Advance SP, and this is the special edition Pokemon Gengar edition that I picked up from Etsy. Before we get into this video, please do check out my previous video if you haven't checked it already, and that was on the PS Vita. Anyway, without further ado, let's take a look at this Game Boy Advance SP Gengar edition. So like I mentioned earlier, I did pick this up from Etsy and it was about £100, and I think it was about £5 shipping, so £105 all in. So inside this little amazing box you do get the SP, and it is padded and everything, so once you're done playing with it you can always put it away in this nice little box, which I think is a nice touch, and it's really convenient to have so you don't scratch up the actual case or anything.
Types like you will win, right Gengar?
Gengar!
The Gengar and Pikachu odd couple will soon be ours!
So actually looking at the device and the feel of the device, it feels really good. The case is a very high quality case with a really good quality print on it, and it just takes me right back. I don't own an SP, so I'm really happy to have an SP in my possession, and it's really nice to have a special edition one that's personalized like this one. So what we'll do is we'll pop in a game and I'll show you some gameplay footage, and then I'll show you something with the screen. Now regarding the screen, it is a normal front lit screen, so this doesn't have one of those V3 or V4 or V5 whatever they call nowadays, those special screens. I do have a Game Boy Advance that I modded myself that does have a proper backlit screen, and the reason why I didn't go for the backlit screen is because he was trying to charge me I think an extra £70 or £80, and I've sourced the screen for £40 and I can put it in myself, and I thought it'll just be something nice that I can do for myself and make it more personalized, and it'll just be a ton of fun. But looking at it, the viewing angles aren't the best. I mean, the front lit screen, come on guys, it's quite old, and even when it came out way back in the days it wasn't that good. But the good thing is you do get to play old Game Boy games, and you get to play Game Boy Color games and also Game Boy Advance games. So this system is really good and it's very versatile in that sense. So I'm really happy to have it in my possession, and I can't actually wait to mod it and get the screen put in. I've actually got the screen on order and it should be here in the next few days, so I will be doing a mod at some point, but I'm not going to promise you when guys, so you just have to look out and see when I actually upload that video. But I will give you a heads up before I do it, because I'm very excited to put that screen into this device and can't wait to check it out. My goodness, it's actually been a very long time since I've held an original Game Boy Advance SP in my hands, and it takes me right back to when I was in my teens when it first came out. So I'm really happy to actually have it and give it a go and put that screen in and stuff. I was actually looking at the Ambernick handheld that looks like a Game Boy Advance SP, but I didn't actually buy it. I've not committed to buy that. I ended up buying this instead, and the reason why I ended up buying this instead is just because I just want original hardware and be able to play my original games. That's another reason why I actually bought the Analog Pocket, because you're able to play original Game Boy games and original Game Boy Advance games, and that's something that I've really been into lately, and I'm looking into buying other consoles and stuff and just being able to play the games that I own on the original hardware. But don't get me wrong, I do love my emulation devices as well. There's certain games that you can't get anymore, or certain consoles that you can't really get anymore, and they're kind of rare. So then I just look into emulation, but I do try to emulate only the stuff that I have, wink wink. But yeah, I mean, this little handheld is amazing. I do love it. I do love the colour scheme. I do love the colour. I like the way it fits in your hands even after all these years. It does feel really good. And here's a quick comparison to the Analog Pocket. And look at the screen difference. That screen is one of the best screens I've ever seen on a handheld device, and I think many of you will agree. After looking at that screen, definitely this screen does need a change, and that's something that I do look forward to. So yeah, this is just the beginning guys. I am going to be doing a lot more of these types of videos, going back to just old school hardware and trying to pick up what I can, because to be honest with you, the Game Boy Advance SP is a system that I used a lot, and I did enjoy it and I did love it. So for that reason, I'm going to start getting a couple of these right now, because all of these types of systems are getting kind of expensive. Even if you were to just buy a bog standard one nowadays, you're looking 40-50 quid, and they're kind of battered as well. So bearing that in mind, if you are in the market to pick one of these up just to put into your collection or to mod, now's the time to get one, honestly, because they are getting expensive. The carts are getting expensive, and you got to be very careful when you are picking up cartridges for the Game Boy Advance, because there are kind of like a lot of cheap, dodgy ones out there. So be careful about that, and they're all over. So just bear that in mind, and just be mindful that, you know, there is a lot of fake stuff going out there. And just watch a couple of YouTube videos, and you can actually get a keen eye and find out exactly what to look for when you're looking for these types of cartridges and stuff. But that being said, guys, I really enjoyed making this video. I do love this actual handheld, and let me know in the comment section what you guys think. I also want to give a huge thank you to you guys for getting us to 3,000 subscribers. That's awesome. It's been a long journey, but couldn't have done it without you guys. So I want to thank each and every single one of you. All you guys who gave super thanks, you know, all you guys who comment on every single video and leave a thumbs up. It really helps the YouTube algorithm, so please keep doing that. I really do appreciate it, and it really does help the channel, and really helps me make videos like this so for you to enjoy. Anyway guys, that being said, thank you again so much for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Stay safe and peace.